On the CT side, ChocoCheck on T side. They decided to pick to kick things off. And let's see what they want to do. 3 flashes, 2 smokes, 1 kit for Lex. He'll hold on to a smoke as well. The train of T's early on out towards long doors.
And they've got CJ out on this lurk, actually walking his way back. Let's see how they end up. Look at this mid-aggression push from Sluggy, clearing these angles, aware of this possibility and dropping the bomb. Carson already down and out of the round. This could be caught in a little bit of a pincher here. But look at that, Sluggy! So sharp with the USP. 2 already, trying to get spotted, but it's going to be J-Dubs getting the next 2. And ChocoCheck not even getting out long doors. They just get stopped right in mid.
He managed 1 kill, but it's a small consolation. It's a complete wipe. Sluggy, he plays that perfectly, waiting out for that bit of utility. He waits for those sound cues, catches the player off guard, hits that next clean headshot, then J-Dubs comes in and hits the shots as well. So for Mythic, they have 2 of their young guns popping all the heads. And that's an easy, clean pistol round that starts with that good patience and discipline from Sluggy.
All right, I'm ready to see what the old guard of Mythic is ready to do as well here. Looks like we have seen the force up from ChocoCheck. They will be on all Deagle's Jazz Pimp wielding that scout to start off. And heavy mid presence early from ChocoCheck.
I'm thinking they might want to go either... Actually, I was going to say they might go mid-B, but they're going to go Cat instead from the early looks of things. It's a great nade, though, chucked in there by JoJo. Do a good amount of damage to Carson here as ChocoCheck continue to line up Cat. They have a good amount of smokes, 3 to be exact, 2 flashes ready to rain through. They're going to set up for these takes, but over on the side of Mythic, J-Dubs is in a great spot to mow them down. Slug is a little far away over towards long, but J-Dubs can focus entirely on this cat push, knows his long is clear. As the smokes come through, JoJo's going to rotate up surely as well, and if somebody does try to drop into CT, the P90 can catch them off well. J-Dubs waiting for that flash, picking it up. 1 headshot, not a second though, but a lot of damage. In comes JoJo, P90 rated out. Can he get the second? Yes, he can, down to 1 HP. Sluggy's come through now, and Flom with the last great flashbang to kick it off. And well, easy mop for Mythic, no plant again, and ChocoCheck thinks it's very early on, but they're up against the brick wall.
I was going to compliment 290 pickup from JoJo there. He's been singing the praises of that gun a lot as of late, and you know, I can kind of see why. There's a little bit of a troll factor going on with that, but I can definitely see the viability of that. And ChocoCheck, after that force, reduced back down to some pistols, and Zodic does get out long, but he's not long for this world. As they just kind of spread out through the map, try and make something happen with these Glocks and Deags.
I think this is exactly the round that you expect Mythic to get very cleanly. No armor, no upgrades really. Jaspin with the Deagle last alive, and he should be finished off pretty quickly here. Does have the bomb, and he's going to wait out in a aggressive peek, but J-Dubs will hit the headshot there with the M4. And Mythic, 3-0 start. Bonus round's going to come through here. They'll have a couple rifles. P90 and the MP9s. Do you expect Mythic to get a little aggressive here, Jacob? I feel like they might want to close the gap with those SMGs.
Yeah, I definitely think so. We might see a little bit of that mid aggression once more. Maybe they try to do something down Longhouse here. I mean, this could go anywhere. It just depends on where these MP9s start rolling, and they're actually going to roll over towards the B bomb site. And oh, here comes this cat aggression, and they're going to try and pinch down on mid here. The M4's coming up, cat doing a little bit of damage. J-Dubs on the worst like that, and going down through mid, but it's an immediate trade onto JoJo, and kills falling all across the map, but it leaves it in a 3 versus 1. Exotic does have an AK and will be able to pick up the bomb. Just a matter of where he decides to go from there, and he will be heading over towards long.
A long road back in for Zodic, though. He does have the right read here, although the 2 players on Catwalk can shut this down pretty quickly. J-Dubs has a flashbang, so does Lex, and smoke for J-Dubs too. Don't know if he'll necessarily need to use it, but AKs can now be found, so AKs over those M4s. Mythic will take that any day of the week. I feel like this play by Exotic to at least get 1 more player gone before he has to fight this. He'll get that bomb down, and Sluggy will wait for Lex. As they look to go together, both up Catwalk. Zodic or Molly will buy some time. but it's not going to do too much in terms of affecting this overall round. Lex has his flash prepped and ready to go. Zodic has 2. But it all comes down to if this flash works out and if Sluggy can hit that opener over, and yes, he does.
Honestly, I was a little bit worried there for a second. They let him get across, they let him cross CT and make it all the way up to the bomb site, but get a little bit of spam out of Sluggy as well. Get that started nice and early. Maybe some feelings left over from their first meetup, but that will put 4 rounds on the board for Mythic. And in a pretty confident fashion. I really do like the way that they approached that bonus and the way that they kind of pinched in on mid, and it did end up working out for them. But now it'll be full rifles across the board. The AWP actually out in the hands of JoJo. Flom opting for the AUG. And they're leaving mid pretty light this time around as they're going for a we're going for some cat aggression here, and JoJo will put himself back up on car.
It's a risky spot to play though with the op. It's almost a one and done in this scenario, so he's going to have to hit that shot. JoJo, he's not been a primary op for quite some time. Let's see if he still has the magic in him. The flashes, the smokes are going to be coming through here as ChocoCheck will try their luck up cat once more. Run boost here. Yeah, Teresa goes forward. JoJo not going to get the shot. This is where things get messy. Sluggy, he does get one. JoJo pops a second head. JoJo still around. Sluggy will finally be finished off. Now the retake will begin. JoJo still opping, but the shot does not connect once again. And ChocoCheck, they may be thinking better of this play. No, they'll just plan for cat where they have the control. Wise decision, but look at the lack of utility on this T side. Jacob, 1 flashbang to hold the 4 players of Mythic away, and they have 2 Molotovs ready to chuck in an HE and a plethora of flashes.
Yeah, they've got plenty of utility to work their way in here, and they're actually going to start this one off raw. Oh, JoJo tapped down low. Lex going to lose his life as well, and suddenly getting mopped up. Everything falls apart despite the advantage they have with utility, and JoJo trying to fall back into the long pit will lose his life as well, and that one's going to hurt their confidence a little bit. JoJo had, I think he missed 3 shots, maybe 4, throughout the course of that round, and it's certainly not going to build a lot of confidence if you're trying to, get yourself started on the first gun round.
Yeah.
We'll see a timeout come from the Mythic side following that, and I'd say that's pretty well deserved considering how that fell apart.
Yeah, and the money on Mythic 2 is in a very weird spot. They're going to have to shuffle things around. JoJo will be given the op again, interestingly enough. Flom is opting away from the AWP. Lex will be relegated onto a FAMAS. 3 kits, though, a decent amount of utility overall. But JoJo needs to find those op shots, Jacob. That, I think, was the critical factor in that last round. He hits that opening op shot, it's a different round. He hits one of those other shots, it's a different round. They just weren't there, and on a map like Dust2, you need your op to hit.
Yeah, especially because they were playing around him in that round for that retake. I think it was pretty crucial for him to get that kill onto the player mid-site. Now CJ going full. Okay, the timing not quite there for CJ. And they're going to drop this smoke bomb. He makes it out. He takes a little bit of damage. Now smoke isn't going to win the fight versus JoJo. Actually, will be the nade that takes him out, but look at all this mid pressure now. Likely going to take their way out mid to B, and that answer will be yes. Dropping that Molotov as well. Flom spotting out these players. 2 players in a 2 versus 4. They have to hold on to this. Flom will get the first. And now the rest of them can come from CT. And oh, Lex losing his life. Now 1 versus 3 on the site. Can he hold out in time for Lex to show up? No, gets taken down. Shots into the shoulder through the box, and it will be a 3-on-3 retake.
Molotov for JoJo, flash on 2. Zodic will delay his flame and wait for Jasmine to throw the first. Time will dwindle down. In comes the second, and Zodic may think about aggressing here. Flashbang though, it will go blind. Time. It's still in the favor of Mythic, but it's going to quickly turn around to ChocoCheck. In comes the utility. Zodic's burning alive. Jasper needs 2 here. He's got the first, and he's backed up by Carson. Zodic might burn, but the off and a B-set retake is not exactly the gun you want to have here. Jasper up through the window, shuts the door in the face of JoJo, and it's going to be 2 rounds straight for ChocoCheck here. So they're starting to stabilize, and the money for Mythic is gone. It's going to be pistols here, and a likely 3rd for the T side.
Yeah, that was a really good execute from ChocoCheck, though. That mid to B was pretty much perfect. All the utility fell exactly when it needed to. Nobody got caught on the cross. They dropped that Molotov, delayed any help coming in from the rest of the Mythic players playing on the A bomb site. And for this save round, they will be stacking themselves over towards A and towards Cat. So let's see if they're able to find anything off of the back of this. Angle actually only getting one, so that's
a bit disappointing right there, and this could get a little more messy. Turismo goes down for free. Oh no, JoJo's been gifted an AK. There's no armor from Mythic.
Stuck too. Oh yeah. No.
And they're going to fall away. This is a very wise call. But look at Carson's position all the way out through A and in towards CT spawn. They won't be ready for this, but JoJo is behind the door. Back, now they know. Carson is behind. He's a stake in the grass, and he is trying to strike. Has not found a victim yet. And Mythic, they've got that second AK-2, this time in the hands of Sluggy. Carson's being harassed, almost finished off by the USP through the box. If this is a round that ChocoCheck lose, I have no words for this, but they still have Jazzpimp and Zodic. No armor again on these Mythic players. It was USPs. Zodic's too aggressive. Jazzpimp though has 1 and 2. He has no idea where Flom is coming from, but Flom can hit the dink. No! Jazzpimp with the hat trick of frags, and ChocoCheck escape with the win. They'll grab the op again, but that is far too costly. That should not have been close at all.
Yeah, I mean, hey, they were kind of struggling for some confidence there on the Mythic side, and I'm sure that'll help build it up a little bit. They were this close to absolutely taking the bomb out of that round, though. If they kept pushing up into, if they kept pushing up out of tunnels, then they probably would have caught that bomb right there, and then they can just sit themselves down and hold on to it. But we won't see that now. Taking the long peek. Oh, trying to do timing shot, but it'll be JoJo instead. Maybe catching him just on the edge of that smoke. Won't technically count as a smoke shot. But already down to 3 players. Much better start.
JoJo Sluggy combo, getting things going for Mythic here.
That's what you like to see. JoJo and Sluggy have been kind of doing a little bit of team building recently. They attended a LAN together recently, and we're both in the same vicinity, and they've been talking as people, and that's always a good way to start meeting your teammates and starting to play with your teammates, like in person, and you get a little bit more chemistry going. So it's nice to see them kind of pairing up a little bit more and seeing how that works out for them, and they've been pretty excellent so far in their long takes.
Yeah, LAN has a different impact on players in online Counter-Strike, and having the benefit of playing together on that LAN environment is definitely showing dividends early on. Flom's up on the rafters on the scaffolding. Will they clear him? Jazzpimp doesn't seem to be. He's just going to run right up. Flom will trade for 1. Traded out, but that's still a 4v2 in the favor of Mythic. And Lex can just tuck tail and hide. Gets the damage and the final kill. Person, that's a good little op shot there, but now he's still in a 1v3. He will get the bomb down, most assuredly. Finally decides to plant here, and Mythic are going to go together. They're going to have 2 through tunnels, 1 through door. They're going to play this right. They have the time. They don't have a kit, though. JoJo's on a glass cannon. This actually isn't as strong as I expect, but J-Dubs has him from behind. And Mythic, they finally get a gun round back, and there's a nice little bonus they've just picked up from this round.
Nice to see a little bit of, they just kind of ran their way W key back out through the B tunnels, get that kill. Get that round. 5 for them, and that will kind of start to re-solidify their economy after some troubled times.
Yeah, and a double op setup for free.
Can't say don't know that, that's for sure.
Especially here on Dust2, that's going to be a nice boost. Have Flom on the op as well, not just JoJo. AK for J-Dubs, who has 13 kills already, by the way, which I have no idea how he's that high, but he is.
J-Dubs has been showing a lot of impact out towards long, so I think that he's definitely been a cornerstone player for this roster. It's something that I feel like, it's a different role than what Davey filled on this team, I think. And I think overall it has really benefited them coming into competition this time around. And ooh, nice shot from Flom, catching him just in time through the edge. And he will get a second. Lex up. Versus 5, full blind. They're not going to give him more pressure. A nice tap from Carson to take Flom out of the round, but that op will be picked up once again. They will not lose that advantage.
That was good. That was fantastic between Flom and Lex. Both taking from a similar angle, but just different enough, able to hit their shots. Only losing one casualty too for Mythic is going to be great for their economy. And speaking of economy, it's going to be ChocoCheck on a deco here, Jacob. Deagle's out, Glock for Exotic. There's really nothing for them in this round unless they can muster some Mythic magic.
Okay.
Speaking of the devil, Jaspim, one Deag looking for a next victim. J-Dubs actually goes 1 for 1, so it's a 3v3, and things are starting to spiral a little out of control here. Zodic's going to pick up an op, and this is where things can get very scary for Mythic. Sluggy's the lone defender out towards A. He's kind of all alone, too, in towards CT spawn. And Mythic might just be giving up the site for free.
I'm not sure if I agree with the decision to just kind of stay out on long after losing your teammate there. You know, they just got singled out after hitting that first shot. Last person, you know, they said J-Dub's sitting all out there by himself. And now over a full arsenal to these remaining players. CJ the only one still in the deagle, and he's in a position, but the flash is perfect. Now the bomb down. Trying to hold this down, but Lex gets him through the box, and that will leave the AWP all by itself in a 1 versus 3, and they're just going to work their way out. Exotic will get the first one. That will be Lex going down. Flom trying to swing out, and he gets the shot done. 7 rounds for Mythic. And what was starting to look like a little bit of a catastrophe, they may not be in pucker mode quite as much anymore.
Yeah, the money's not going to be the strongest for Mythic after they reinvest. It was a little bit of an expensive round, but they still are starting to solidify things on the CT side of Dust2, which is a very good sign for them. ChocoCheck, they're a little floundering right now, but Mythic are going to call another timeout. Wonder what they have in store here, because they are calling a timeout on a round streak. It's going to be 3 rounds straight for them, and minimal casualties aside from the last round, so I think they must have something they want to either go for, or just an adjustment that either Lex, Flom, or somebody else has realized they want to make to counter this ChocoCheck side. Zodic will have the op back in hand. Plenty of utility for the T side too. But I feel that ChocoCheck's attacks are very one-dimensional right now, Jacob. It's very much all 5 go A, long, all 5 go cat, all 5 go mid. There's not much variety to it, and it's very one note.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lurk really come into effect and really get anything done so far. It definitely has been just the pure power of shoving 5 players in a certain direction and seeing how it works, see if it sticks. So I have yet to see if they have something up their sleeve for this, and once again, we will be seeing all 5 kind of moving over towards long. Jojo does not hit the first shot. No regressing. And person just spinning around. There are a lot of A's here, and as they fall back, that first AWP will be dropped down. Sluggy actually picking that one up and will get boosted onto the bomb site. I'm surprised only 2 players here so far, and Flom is in a position to come and help, but Zodic holding the angle for sight. They wait for that kill. Patience, J-Dubs getting the first one, but it's still a 3 versus 4, and they have absolutely 0 sight control and 0 cat control. And look at this guy mid. He's going to mop up the first and be able to escape with it. At this point, I'm starting to wonder if they might want to call this one a save.
I think at the very least, Flom should try and save. He is going to do just that. J-Dubs, he will be hard-pressed to escape from the situation. But if he moves now, he might be able to get out. Yeah, he'll run now and should be able to dash away, rejoin Flom, save these guns into the next one.
It's a little bit tough. I mean, we were just talking about how it's all 5 go one direction, all 5 go another direction. It worked for them for this round, and it will net them a 4th, but it's interesting to see how that's worked out. We did see Jaspimp on a lurk, neutralizing that rotate to cat, but I think that was more of a failure of Mythic to hold on to map control more so than anything.
Yeah, Mythic got caught on that exit, particularly trying to dash around in towards CT. Maybe a little late, perhaps, on the fadeaway, but in the end result is the same. Mythic did lose the round. ChocoCheck will close the gap to 3, and Mythic will have to really work with the bank teller right now to get a buy across all 5. J-Dubs luckily is able to save us no money to spare. Jojo can drop an M4, but he would have no armor. Flom should be able to drop something for somebody. Actually, he'll just go straight for the double op. Sluggy will be relegated to a deagle. Lex will have the FAMAS. Utility lacking for Sluggy and J-Dubs. This is almost an all-in round here for Mythic. They lose this one, they are broke, and ChocoCheck should be able to bring it to a 7-6 scoreline for 3 off the back of that. And all starts with this take, and JoJo does not connect that opening. He'll duck into Car. Dangerous proposition, and Flom. I thought that was on the shot. I thought that was a shot.
I think he might have started moving right into that shot. Okay, JoJo does get that one through the smoke, but he's got to get out of there quick. Does escape with his life there, but yeah, that's a little bit of a head scratcher there about where that shot went.
Yeah. Either way, though, Mythic do have that opening pick. It did eventually come from JoJo. Nice little tracer fire through the smoke, revealing the position. And he had the geometrics planned out perfectly. Sluggy in towards elevators, going to try and play a bait and switch with JoJo here. JoJo will take this first shot and fall away. Utility comes through, it's a little late. JoJo splits the goalpost, unlucky there. And Sluggy does not find anything. JoJo mowed down by Carson. And now CJ and Carson open up the site. Flom does finally drop CJ. 3v3. Zotic out towards long. Bomb back towards long as well. There's no real smoke covering the cross. The bomb will get chucked across, however. But Flom has it in his sights. A little too early on the shot, though. And a leg shot on a Jazz Pimp will not do the job. In comes Carson pushing towards Catwalk with flashbang. And J-Dubs will finish. Jazz Pimp's low. Zotic out towards long, I think, is the key factor to deal with here, though. There is 3 Mythic players, and they can isolate these duels. Don't have any utility left, though. Only a flash for Zotic remains. He's primed and ready to go. Lex walking up the site. Might get caught by Jazz Pimp soon enough. J-Dubs jumps up as well. Zotic swings, but Flom catches him. Zotic one leg shot and final kill. Mythic, they grab the 8th, but it is a messy one again. These last few rounds have not been clean for them. They've come down to the heart of a retake.
I'm actually pretty impressed. That kind of came down to some missed shots that really took ChocoCheck out of that round towards the end there. I don't know how to miss that shot at the end there. Does manage to get that one on the Lex, but clean entries. And I gotta say, we've been seeing some nice work on the AUG so far from Mythic. And I also want to bring in a question that pause that they took, because I think that it's very nice to see teams using those before they're in trouble, right? And that always seems to be the case, is they use it once they're in some pretty deep. Okay, JoJo actually getting that one. And now,
he's able to escape too.
Yeah. Pretty big gap in the smoke, but it will get covered up with another smoke by the CTs dropped here for some safety. JoJo just going to try to play around the edges. Have to be very careful because that angle does favor the players coming up ramp here. And look at that. Is that boosted up on Car? No, it just goes in the head. Spotted, but the shot doesn't land. 3v4, Mythic still in the advantage, and they still have utility to work with, but Turismo getting another one to Sluggy. JoJo does immediately trade on to CJ, but Turismo so far strong in this round. Flom with another, but Turismo 1 versus 1. JoJo on the where will he come up? Turismo popping up 4 kills in the round, and that will be a 5th for ChocoCheck.
Turismo has really been a good player for ChocoCheck in these last few days in this tournament. He's starting to come alive here in that round. 4 huge kills for him. He did really have that advantage in that last engagement, though, behind the double boxes. Really hard angle for the op to predict. If there's a rifle, different story perhaps for JoJo, but the op, it really puts you behind the 8 ball in a situation like that. So unlucky there for JoJo, and Mythic are back on the broke bus here. They're going for a very heavy investment too, so they lose this round. It's very likely to be an 8-7 half given how heavily they've gone in, but Turismo, he walks out greeted by JoJo, and it's a man advantage for Mythic.
Oh man, it's just been both Sluggy and JoJo have been just crisp on the Deagle so far, and we get to see another opportunity for that Deagle. No, it'll be the actually it will be the Deagle, but the most of the damage coming from J-Dubs in that situation. And out of the smoke, JoJo with another just sleeps away with that AK-47, and trying to find something towards the top of the smoke. Does land another tag onto CJ. But off the back of a really mangled buy, they found themselves into a really advantageous situation in round number 14.
Not over yet, though. CJ and Zotic still live, and Mythic are giving up this A set again. They're playing this retake setup. They'd have no idea where ChocoCheck are attempting to go here. The T's are slowly working their way up long. Good amount of utility still for Zotic, too. A smoke Molotov double flash, so he should probably start to use those momentarily. Spots out JoJo, though. That's a good start. Smoke will follow. Flashes soon as well. Ooh, that's a gap. That's a big gap.
There's a huge gap. I really do question Mythic falling off and playing retake so many times. I don't think I've seen ChocoCheck a single time. Sluggy actually getting that opener onto Exotic. But I don't think I've seen them make a fast rotate from one site to another a single time yet so far in this matchup.
I don't think I've seen them rotate from one side to the other.
No, at all.
Yeah, I feel like Mythic are expecting ChocoCheck to use that sort of playstyle that you would expect. Okay, we just got stopped here. Let's probably try something else. Let's go somewhere else. Or why don't we throw a little bit of utility, maybe a little presence over one area, and then go the other side? ChocoCheck don't do that right now. They're just...
Hold W.
Yeah, hold W, hit shot, or die.
Pretty much. And that's
it's very Stormtrooper-esque.
That's for sure. It's certainly a tactic set that's not very... It's common, just not in this level of play. That's for sure.
Yeah, and against a team like Mythic too, I guess maybe they're thinking, you know what, they're not going to expect it, so we can play with their minds a little bit. We're going to get them to try and rotate back around if we delay time, but that strategy hasn't really worked out. But Jasper gets the opener with J-Dubs, and J-Dubs has been Mythic's best player so far, so to take him out early opens a lot of space for you. There's still 3 players here to defend the ace site, but a lot rests on the shoulders of JoJo and Sluggy. Drop JoJo and Sluggy into turn. Flom spams around, but the is not there. Lex manages one, but it's a whole W mop up there for ChocoCheck to end it all. 9-6 for Mythic, and we'll take a break.
Don't come around here feeling lit. Like a record on rotation, I'll leave you hit. Can't incriminate myself, so let me plead the fifth. I ain't saying one word like I ain't got a lit. Passport stamped out, it looks like to travel. I wanna see more in the world than Big Apple. Sad song, funeral nights, and street chapel. So we don't give up. 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 So don't come around here feeling lit. Like a record on rotation, I'll leave you hit. Can't incriminate myself, so let me plead the fifth. I ain't saying one word like I ain't got a lit. Passport stamped out, it looks like to travel. I wanna see more in the world than Big Apple. Sad song, funeral nights, and street chapel. So we don't give up.
Well, folks, Mythic, they got out to a nice 4-0 lead, but the gap was closed a little bit by ChocoCheck. In the end, though, Mythic, they have a 3-round lead going to the T half of Dust2. 9-6 the scoreline here, and they're going to train their way in towards BM Boggs, joined by Jacob Halfman. Half number 2, map number 1 here, winner. Takes it all the way to the DreamHack Open, and Flom opens things up onto CJ. Turismo back pillar needs at least one here. He does manage that at the very least, but they know where he is now. Nobody's close, however. In they come, and it's Lex to get the next. Jazz Pimp.
Tapping shots away, not able to find anything, maybe except for a little bit of damage. Can't quite find the head. The USB not finding anything at the moment, and Flom will be the one to clean it up. Scoring the retake. Carson just running his way out now. Zodic in the window, dropping down, takes the player out on Car, and now doubled up behind. Oh boy, double swing. And that will be the pistol round for Mythic, so strong start for them. They have shown some potency on the pistol rounds.
Yeah, the old guard getting it done. Flom with 4, Lex with 1. It was the youth on the first pistol round. It's the old heads on half number 2, and JoJo has gone for his SMG of choice here. He sprung for that P90.
I do like to see when he pulls that one out. That is has proven to be he's gotten really good with it. So it's exciting to see when he does have it in his hands. Nice name on the gun as well. I believe it's called Sanded Down by AGM.
Indeed. I like this flash in. I like this damage. Not quite a kill just yet. Sluggy finally does find the mark. JoJo does a little bit of team damage, and J-Dubs will finish off CJ at range. Carson's up on Catwalk as J-Dubs elsewhere in towards tunnels will drop the next. And maybe a third too? No. Zodic with the pistol out. We'll pick up a Galil here at the very least. Carson and Zodic will probably attempt this retake. I don't see why they wouldn't, knowing the playstyle of ChocoCheck. Logically, you'd probably want to save these guns into the next round and try again with your armor and your deagles, but looks like ChocoCheck, they just want to go for the kills.
Yeah, just trying to get something, pad up the stats maybe a little bit, but this is something that I didn't see out of. Okay, so let's get JoJo on the jump across, but I don't know if he's going to be too long for this world. 2 needs through the door, and the final shot coming from Lex, but this is something that we haven't really seen from ChocoCheck at all on their T side, was leaving a lurk, and we did see that in the form of J-Dubs. He did clean up at least one coming around there towards the end, and they do net themselves 11 rounds, so 2 to get themselves started off, already identical to their CT start. We'll have to see how that lurk kind of comes into effect, and once again we will see J-Dubs heading over that direction. A little bit more of a default this time, but Flom clean through the doors, and that will take down Jazz Pimp.
And JoJo's going to take this opportunity to walk through middle. He hears Zodic, and he's going to slam him down with the P90. I'm not used to seeing this gun anymore, but it's fun to see. Little kill onto Turismo too, and he might get a third onto Carson. Yes, he will. All down to CJ, and the P90 will farm up 3, maybe a 4. Oh, nope, not quite. Little low on health there, but almost.
Very close, but that is 3 with the P90.
Yeah. But if it was a MAC-10 or any other SMG, we'd have a little bit more money.
Yeah, coming from himself, he has said that he does prefer it due to its much larger magazine, which certainly does make sense. So, and I believe that he does love a little bit of the BM factor that comes along with that with that weapon of choice.
It all makes sense now. It's a BM tactic.
How else can you BM the team known for BM other than BMing them?
With the P90.
Exactly.
P90 Rush B, Suka. Dust2 Classic. I guess it's a Rush Mid, but...
Yeah. J-Dubs already sees the P and does take a little bit of damage in return, but lots of damage done to J-Dubs, and looks like CJ may be thinking about just phasing this. But it will be Carson opening. Then it will be an even trade, but Turismo getting 2 and dropping the bomb. And now we'll be 2 versus 4 and not even for a moment as Turismo and CJ clean it up. Turismo with 3 holding down the B bomb site. Not a lot of effort. Just swinging around, getting those kills, doing a good job of holding that down. That will be their first round, so they won't get their 4th to get things started as they did in the first half, but getting off with 3 to start on their T side isn't anything to scoff at.
No, I mean, especially when you have a 9-6 half, you've gotten yourself now a 5-round lead and a leg shot onto Jazzpimp. It's finally a gun round all the way through to the Mythic. Sluggy's gonna get that opening onto CJ. The flashes from Zodic aren't going to save his life. Smoking towards the molly on blue. Carson will close that gap and get one down by J-Dubs? Okay, son! Zodic's revealed himself and he is getting harassed down to 14 HP. Zodic is still sticking around too. Jacob, this is foolhardiness to the fullest extreme. He pays for it. They know where Turismo is. And he is now revealed himself even further with a Molotov. Flom goes forward, dodges the flashbang. The bomb will surely cross over. Turismo closing that gap a little bit, shut down by Lex. And Jazzpimp over on Catwalk, smoked away. The bomb will go down. Flom should retreat towards long with his op. He might just stay on site though. Now he'll take the safe play. There we go. Jazzpimp, AK. Well,
okay.
That's actually a window back into this round.
We've seen some nice taps coming out so far in this round. First J-Dubs, now Jazzpimp showing us a little bit of something. It's proven to be, you know, that nice, they're fitting back into their usual place in the natural order. And now 1 versus 2, taking the site. Lex spotted out, gonna drop this smoke, but got a grenade in hand, and he will turn for that flash, and it will be his demise.
I like that over peek by Lex. He sees the flash coming. He's like, all right, I'm just going to wide swing this. You're probably going to turn away in a second. Little veteran leadership right there. Little veteran mindset and expectation right there. And it works out well for him. Funny thing to note, too, on Mythic, nobody's negative on the scoreboard. That's not something you can say every day.
Well, I mean,
for any team.
We've been talking about Mythic consistency as of late, and we're getting exactly that. So we're getting what we paid for so far, and what we paid for is nothing, because you get this nice and free on Twitch TV.
Ain't that the beauty of esports, eh?
Okay. Actually, through the wall, through the head of Flom. Was taking a bit of a boosted peek towards mid, so does benefit from that, but now there's the CT aggression towards long. Oh, it's going to be an even trade, but the AK is dropped over, and suddenly 2 players remain for Mythic.
We have a problem too. The bomb is in suicide.
Oh boy.
And Mythic are splitting back to retrieve it from B. And now it's all down to Sluggy in a 1v4. This is a collapse. This is a collapse of epic proportions in this round. They only get 2 kills. An off was the hero rifle for ChocoCheck on Jazzpimp. It got a kill, yes. But that long aggression, that flashbang, those kills out long were what really started to solidify things. If Mythic had the bomb with them, though, and they planted on B, different story, they could probably win this round. But they don't. They leave it in suicide. It's discovered by ChocoCheck, and on the rotations back around, Mythic get caught.
I also do want to highlight a little bit of nice awareness there towards the end with Carson with the pistol. Just kind of, it was a good bait to draw them into... draw him in towards all of the gunfire from ChocoCheck. But now only 1 player over on B here, so if they hit this timing and they hit this play just right, they could catch Jazzpimp off guard. And they're guarding for a mid to B at the moment. Jazzpimp actually holding maybe in a little bit of an anti-flash. And here comes the utility. And out they go on the site. Found plenty of this utility coming in. It actually will get 2. There will be 2 kills for Mythic, so not completely empty, but Sluggy and okay, things are starting to fall apart for ChocoCheck. For a second there, I thought the utility was going to start to make things a little bit more doable. 2 versus 2. First one comes out, but Sluggy not looking the right way. Zodic will get that kill and will carry the op over. Check.
I think the Molotov saves Zodic there. I think the Molotov obscures the vision of Sluggy so he doesn't spot Zodic out the window here. You can see this again on the replay. I'm pretty sure Sluggy looks right at it and then turns away.
These retakes, though, have been... Both the takes and the retakes have been chaos. They have been a little hard to follow. They kind of absolutely barrage the bomb site in just general utility flashbangs. And I can understand a little bit of the confusion on how Mythic managed to get out of that with a couple of kills, but towards the end there, that Molotov just putting it into that situation. Just unable to correct on the second part of that spray. And that does isolate Turismo on the B bomb. He had gone big here before and already dropping the bomb. Just down to some pistols. Let's try to eliminate this player, but Turismo is clean. CJ actually stealing it towards the end. And then ChocoCheck do find themselves 10, so within 3.
Good, clean round for ChocoCheck too, only losing 1 player. They'll be able to buy up quite well again here. We haven't really seen Exotic have to do too much with the op. It's been his rifles that have really been backing things up. Turismo has shown up massively on the CT side. He's been a big help on that B site. And now Mythic, they get guns back in their hands, but there is no op for Flom or Jojo. It's strict AKs across the board. They're lacking a little bit of utility too, particularly on Lex, who's relegated to, well, his decoy's gone, so no utility left in his belt. About 15 seconds into the round, so a lot of this is going to have to rely on the aim for good old Lex. He has no utility to support with. And long control now in the control of ChocoCheck. But it doesn't work for a kill. Lex straight it back here from CJ for corner 1 and 2. Zodic comes in for the 3rd. Great spray, great positioning is all down to J-Dubs. 1v4, none v4. ChocoCheck are running it back here, Jacob. 4 rounds straight, and Mythic do not have the buy to counter this one.
CJ just finally finding some success, as well as Exotic just chiming in. They don't have the money really to work into this round, so we will see them on pistols, and we'll likely see ChocoCheck onto at least 12 here. But I've started to it's starting to feel a little bit like Mythic is running out of some ideas here. Like, we're starting to kind of reach the end of the Dust2 strat book. They were able to pull it out in a relatively decisive fashion last time, so this one is turning out to be a little bit closer. They still have the advantage, but they've got some work to do if they want to try and win this map. Exotic with the opener on the Jojo. And things quiet down once again, as they do in the ecos, and yeah, here they are. The pistols start falling. No real action to report. Shooting gallery complete. And that will be another one for ChocoCheck, and that will see the return of the money for Mythic.
Will they have an op here? Will Flom go for it? Will Jojo go for it? Flom will be the one to hold on to the big green gun. He's a little far away from middle, so probably won't be able to get that pick on the cross if given to the opportunity. Probably a little too late for it. But Mythic, what is the play here? This is the time I would use a timeout if I'm Mythic. I would take the time to call a strat here. If you're on a 5-round slide, you need to pick things up. You get back to the win column, and Flom has legged Jazz Pimp. The jump reveals his position, and Flom is quick on the draw. Double nade in towards B, so they know there's at least 2 players over here. But it does do a grand total of 10 damage. I think that's a lot less than they would have liked for $600 worth of investment.
Yeah, that's certainly for sure. I mean, I don't know. Would you say that $600, or sorry, yeah, $600 for 10 total damage is it's a worthy stock investment right there? Add that one to the portfolio.
Yeah,
now,
I would
play though right now. I mean, they will have to be careful fighting their way out, but we haven't really seen this yet so far that much on their T side, so they do have to get past the AWP of Exotic. Out they come. Exotic missing that first one. Will drop another nade. That one will dunk for more damage. The nade's finally finding something. They are peppering these Mythic players down low. Oh, Exotic with another missed shot, and he won't hit that one either.
Uncharacteristic misses from Zod here. And CJ's gone.
Oh boy. Now they do have complete cat control here, and they do get the bomb down. This is actually looking, this is starting to shape up into a round, and can't hit the head of Jojo and Sluggy there to save the day. Turismo going down, and now 3 players remain. We've seen this work relatively well from ChocoCheck on the T side, and now completely replicated by the Mythic players. Now Jasmine trying to find something, can't find anything. AWP of Exotic is all that's remaining. Trying to jiggle out, peek out the shot, does force Exotic back, and look at that, they're already hunting for him. Sluggy's here for it. Exotic does hit the quick scope onto him, but it won't be the round. Mythic find themselves another, and they begin to pull themselves away. That will be 14.
They need 2 more rounds, Jacob. And those 2 rounds, they seem so difficult right now. There's plenty of money for ChocoCheck. They're going to be able to buy up again here. They'll get all they can and try and stop this once again. They can close the gap on Mythic. They can tie it up to a 14-round scoreline. They have a decent chance at winning this in regulation. So for ChocoCheck, things are looking quite good. But this round, they're stacking A. And Mythic,
boy.
they're going the opposite way.
Look at this. They've already realized that there is nothing long. This pressure's either coming from mid, cat, or B. And the answer so far is looking like we are going to see this B hit. Question is, we have seen some good work. Oh, so much damage on the JoJo just on the spam from Carson. I don't know if he saw feed or what. But now here comes the BXQ. 2 players here to deny. Carson playing close. Now Carson can't find anything, and there it is. They do lose their lurk through mid, and that will put it into a 3v3 post plant for ChocoCheck. Any time so far. Things calm down. Plenty of utility for the CT side on this retake, and only a single flash to be had for Mythic. And look at this boost, Bill. They're trying to get this one lined up. Will there be anybody there for him to find? Will Sluggy put his head into Danger's way? Danger's no. Here comes the retake. Turismo looking the wrong direction. JW traded out, but Zodic 1 versus 2 with the AWP is going to have to fall off. Flom will get that kill, and that will allow him to survive this bomb as well.
Map point for Mythic here on their map pick. It's a lot closer than it was the first time these 2 teams met. The beginning of this tournament. This was the opening round matchup for these 2 teams. It went 2-1 the way of ChocoCheck. And now they're battling for that last spot in DreamHack Open September. Let's see which team will grab the victory here. Flom gonna take his op towards long. See if he can get that opening pick on towards Zodic. He goes up Zodic. Both players will miss their broadside. Smoke goes out towards doors. And now both teams will withdraw, though Jasmine will close the gap a little bit. Up towards Cat. J-Dubs is gonna go up with Lex. And they're going to charge forward here. It's 2 on B, 2 towards long, 1 on car. That will be Zodic. If he gets that opening kill, things might get a little more rough for Mythic. Zodic, when he starts heating up, is a very hard one to face. He will hit that second and third shot. Miffed smoke there by Lex, and things will stall out a bit here for Mythic as we hit that minute 15 mark. Turismo making sure there's no mid shenanigans coming through from the T side, and overall, as we set up here for Mythic, they have a good amount of utility left here, contrast that the ChocoCheck's lack. It's going to come down to the aim here for ChocoCheck if they're going to be able to win this one.
Here we go. Mid to B, likely. Yep, there's the smoke, and here they off to the races, everybody. This is the opportunity for Mythic to put this one away. Oh, back down as he tries to exit into tunnels. Question is, be the rotate in fast enough? Oh, and not quite. And he will get that singular kill to allow them to plant this bomb. But it is a 3 versus 3. Advantage is over to ChocoCheck as they get the opener. Oh boy. Zodic with the first AWP kill. JoJo last alive. 1 versus 3. AK in hand. Maybe going for a little bit of aggression. Does take Exotic out of the round. But wary of this tunnel's position. Oh, the next kill comes through. He's got to be careful on the edge of the Molotov, and it's what takes him out of the round. ChocoCheck stay alive. 13 rounds.
That's unlucky for JoJo. He played that superbly. That was about as good as you could possibly play that situation. And he just gets caught by the RNG of the Molotov spread. That is painful for JoJo. But you have to battle back here, son. The buy for Mythic may be a little lacking, too.
Literally playing with fire on the B-bomb site. And unfortunately, the fire wins. That will Mythic still on map point here, and their buy won't be awful, as they will be once again taking that AWP out. J-Dubs will be forced onto a Galil, and they won't be in the most optimal position with utility. Now Sluggy fast out towards long. They do have this long control. Just mid control as CJ swings out and gets the opener onto JoJo.
He's going to keep on going, too. He's going to tag Flom down to 15. I believe he hit the dink there onto the Opper. It is going to be a 4v4, but that's a lot of damage dealt and a lot of information gained for ChocoCheck. They have a good idea. It's probably going to end in A. Tourist was already through lower tunnels, too. So all the information ChocoCheck needs is here. Spam from here from Zonic's the one to find the mark. Jaspim's still here towards site, just around the smoke. Zonic gets a second. The bomb is down. Sluggy now moving up close and personal, trying to close the gap and get on site. Flom is far removed over towards Car. Nobody's being spotted. Jaspim creeps forward into the smoke and shuts down Sluggy. Flom into the open. Jaspim for both. And ChocoCheck now 1 round away from OT. And Mythic's money has just about run out. They can get AKs, but no utility. Galil for Flom is probably his best bet. Maybe a Tech 9 with utility. A timeout called by Mythic, and they'll need this to figure out their financial situations here as they're in dire straits, and ChocoCheck have taken control of the momentum here. They have the advantage now. They can tie things up and send us to OT.
Yeah, it just feels like we've been seeing a little bit of one-dimensionality from the Mythic T side in the last couple of rounds. I mean, they've certainly been struggling. Only 2 rounds out of the past 9. 2 out of the last 9. They have been struggling to find themselves anything so far. They had a little bit of success, but I don't know if it was really strategic success or if they just managed to click better. But here they are. This is their last opportunity to put this one away before we look at overtime.
Overtime would be a scary proposition for Mythic, because not only would it give ChocoCheck a very good chance to win this map, the pick of Mythic, but it's also going to give ChocoCheck a lot of confidence moving forward into Mirage and then into Ancient if it does go all the way there. So there's a bit of a double battle going on right now for Mythic. They need to shut this down now. They need to reset and get ready for Mirage, because Mythic cannot afford to lose this map and then go to Mirage. And then if they do, Mirage is the stronghold of ChocoCheck. It's a map they do not lose. So Mythic, you need this win now. You need to set yourself up, give yourself the victory, and then throw what you have for Mirage to try and seal this 2-0.
Look at this. They will be on 2 AKs, a single Galil, and 2 seconds in their last attempt to put things away. J-Dub's taking a little bit of a tag through the smoke. And actually, look at this. They're going out a Jaspim. Oh, it actually will be exotic getting the first one. It will be blind. Can't hit anything. And actually, Flom and Sluggy both combining, and the bomb is going down. This is looking like a very real opportunity for them to close out the round. The remainder of ChocoCheck going to regroup towards Cat as they head up to try and put this one away. All of the takes so far have been slow from Mythic, and finally we see a change of pace. Sluggy now trapped in the corner, and it likes to save his life. Sluggy getting the first one, the second one, and that will be the map.
And fantastic work there from Mythic to close things out. Great double